When the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not ever quit. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds of doubt.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. I'm your moderator, Omar Dunlap. We have with us, as always, Brother Idris Tawfiq. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
And we have our wonderful studio audience with us today. Assalamu alaikum. Today we're talking about being constructive members of society, being helpful, being useful, thinking of ways that we can better our own selves as well as those around us. But I don't want to get too much into the topic because I want to allow Brother Idris Tawfiq to give us just some of his reflections on this general idea.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-mursaleen Sayyid Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most compassionate, all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon His final messenger Muhammad, and may the peace and the blessings and the mercy of Allah be upon all of you who are watching this program today. We're talking today, I think the best title for what we're talking about today is Muslims Making a Difference. We've got some guests who are making a difference in the society where they live, and we're all called as Muslims to make a difference. Otherwise, what's the point? We're called to affect the people around us and the society in which we live. And I was reflecting on this idea of making a difference, and I asked myself, what's the thing that's made the greatest difference in your life? And the answer was immediate. I became Muslim. I embraced Islam. That's the thing that made the greatest impact, the biggest difference in my life. And because of that, inshallah, I've been able to do things to affect other people as well. So I thought I'd tell you about Sister Aisha, because we all want to bring our friends to Islam. You know how at work there's a sister working with you in the office, and you say to yourself, oh, she's such a good woman, she's such a good person, if only she could be Muslim. You know that there's a brother working with us in the mechanic workshop, and he's not Muslim, and we say to ourselves, he's a really good brother, he's honest and he's kind, he's a good man. If only he were Muslim. There's nothing more we could wish for our friends, for those we love, than they be Muslim. But sometimes we don't quite know how to do it, and sometimes we're a bit heavy-handed in the way we do it. In last summer, I was in London Central Mosque in the UK, and after the talk I gave, a sister came up to me, and she was dressed head to toe in black, wearing niqab, very beautifully attired. And she said to me, Brother Idris, do you remember me? I said, well, sister, I'm sorry, but I have no idea who you are, because I don't know who you are. She said to you, I declared Shahada in Dublin, do you remember? I said, mashallah, I do. And she introduced me to her husband. Now let me explain. I was invited to Ireland by the Federation of Student Islamic Societies in Ireland. And the tour was a tour of all the universities, all of Ireland's universities, speaking to Muslims and non-Muslims about Islam. And it was a truly wonderful week. It was a wonderful, wonderful week. Wonderful. I knew it was going to be good because the people of Ireland are Roman Catholic. Now, I used to be a Roman Catholic priest, so I thought, well, they mightn't have much interest in Islam, but to be sure, they want to know why this fellow became Muslim. So I knew I could play on this, and this is something we must learn, you know. We must use all the things available to us. So I knew the tour would be a success. And sure enough, we spoke, and we met many people, the Lord Mayor of Dublin, the Lord Mayor of Cork, the Mayor of Galway, the Mayor of Limerick, the Archbishop of Dublin. We extended hands of friendship to many people and spoke to the Muslim community. And on the first night, I gave a talk in University College Dublin about my own journey to Islam. And so I can see it now. Sitting over here, where the sisters were sitting, was a young woman. And I won't say how she was dressed, but she was sitting over here. And I gave my talk. And before the talk, the brothers had come to me and said, Brother Idris, there's someone here who's that close to declaring Shahada. If you just say the right things to her tonight, she'll come. I said, okay, fine. So I gave my talk. And as I always do in any talk I give in public, I said, I don't know why Allah Almighty has brought me here tonight, but it could be that there's someone in this audience this evening who He wants to call to Himself. It could be that from the beginning of time, Allah Almighty planned that I would be here this evening for that one person, and I had her in mind. Okay, so I gave the talk, and at the end, she was crying at the end of the talk, and so on. And I was signing books at the end, and the brothers came to me and said, aren't you going to say anything? I said, no, leave her alone. They said, but she's ready, she's ready. I said, no, leave her. When she's ready, she'll come. Well, she didn't come, and I carried on with the tour. And I think some people are a bit disappointed. As Muslims, sometimes we can't wait to get that hijab on the girl's head. We can't wait to put the Moroccan clothes on the brother to make them Muslim straight away. But it's Allah calls to Islam in His time, not us. And we're not to trick anyone or bring people before they're ready, because on Judgment Day we'll have to answer for what we've done. At the end of the week in Trinity College Dublin, I gave another talk, and there she was again. And throughout the talk she sobbed her heart out, crying. And again at the end of the talk I was signing books, and the time was getting on, and I had her in my mind all week. And the brother said, aren't you going to bring her? I said, no, leave her alone. And the sisters were all gathering round her, consoling her, because she was very upset. And the caretaker, the janitor, announced, we have 5 minutes left, and we have to turn the lights out. So I said to the president of Forces, Brother Javed, go and bring her. She came. I said, are you ready to declare Shahada now? Yes, she said. And she declared in front of all the audience that I bear witness that there's no God but Allah, no being worthy of worship but Allah alone, and I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And everyone was crying, and it was truly a most beautiful experience. And that teaches us that when Allah is ready to bring someone, we need some wisdom. I knew that she was interested. I knew it. I knew it with my no, as they say in Ireland. And I knew she was ready to come, but the time wasn't quite right, and she had to make the first step. And Sister Aisha, if you're watching with your husband Ahmed, may Allah bless you both, because you've suffered a lot. We needn't go into any personal details, but she suffered a lot in accepting Islam. And as Muslims, we must remember that many people, when they accept Islam, it's not all rainbows and flowers. Some people they're disowned by their families. Some people lose their jobs. Some people are thrown out of the house. Others, have an easy ride to start with. Sister Aisha, alhamdulillah, she took the name Aisha, that's her Muslim name. She dresses very beautifully as a Muslim sister. She found a very good Muslim man to marry. So may Allah bless them both. It teaches us, making a difference. We can make a difference when we allow Allah Almighty to take the lead. When we take the lead, it will all collapse and fail. Allah is the one to whom we submit as Muslims, inshaAllah.
MashaAllah. I think we've all learned something very special from Brother Idris's talk, that we have to be constructive members of society, but we have to do it in a way that lets people know we're doing it because of our religion, and it'll have a significant impact, inshaAllah ta'ala. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll come right back after just a very few moments, and we'll look at some questions that we've asked some people, and we'll take some questions from our audience as well, inshallah. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Assalamu alaikum.